Okay, so I'm going to try to get this video going, and I don't want to clip or edit it. I want it to be as fast as possible for you guys to get the explanation of what I'm doing. So this video is going to be an explanation of how you incorporate a remotely toggleable SAM site onto your base. Okay, I'm not going to go through how you get power to your base. That's up to you. So we've got our main power goes to a switch so we can turn on and off this whole apparatus. So if in the event you've got batteries that need to be charged, just flip the switch, let the batteries charge. That's why I always put a switch there, is because I'm usually running off of large rechargeable batteries as redundant power in case somebody destroys my windmills. Because you always want to have redundant power in this game because somebody's going to grief your windmill. Somebody will. And you always want to make sure you've got at least a few hours of power there so that you can get another windmill in place. So turn this on, the whole apparatus comes on. SAM turret's powered. When this receives a signal, it turns the site off. We get the audible alert that it's off. You can also set this to silent, and it vibrates. So that thing is no longer going to target the minicopter. Click it again. SAM site turns back on. But right now I'm actually going to show you guys the whole concept and how you can do it and the electronics you're going to need in survival mode. I'm going to clean all this up to make it easier for you guys to see. So you're going to have a power source. I don't care where you get it from. Make sure it's redundant. Wherever you get your power from, make sure it's redundant. I always put a switch in case there's batteries involved and you need to charge up the battery so you can charge batteries and turn the whole turn the whole system off. So we've got a switch for power. It goes to a branch. The branch branches off enough electricity to power this RF receiver. Or sorry, yeah, the RF receiver over here. So you give enough power to the RF receiver. And this is in its most efficient form. So we've got that powered. The branch out and the rest of the power goes to a memory cell. In. The memory cell has a toggle from the RF receiver. Okay, so the RF receiver goes to the toggle on the memory cell. It's an on or off signal, right? You can see the red icon that indicates that. The inverted output goes to the whole apparatus here. The apparatus contains a memory electrical branch, 3 LED lights, and the SAM site. The electrical branch gives enough power out, so you can see it's configured for 5 units of power, to the lights, which have a pass-through on them, just so you know, so you can daisy chain them together. So the lights have a pass-through on them. They're all flashing because this whole system is on, right? There's a green light. The rest of the power from the branch obviously goes to the SAM turret. And you can see a SAM turret really requires, like, I think it's 27 units of power or something like that. So 97 is obviously overkill. But the nice thing about this whole thing is it's really efficient and doesn't use a lot of power to stay on and operational. So the next thing you're going to need is a handheld RF pager and a handheld RF transmitter. Now keep in mind that these frequencies are very important, and they can be brute forced. So you got to make sure to keep the frequencies, you know, private. And if anybody ever finds out your frequency, change it on these devices. Also, another thing that you can do is this is your remote toggle. This thing in my hand right here is going to be the remote toggle for the whole system. So if somebody finds you and they find the frequency that's on and they click it, it's going to turn your SAM site off. And then they're going to notice that the pager starts beeping. And they're going to be like, what the fuck is that about? So to keep yourself safe, when you're out roaming, even if you know you're going to be PvPing and you're not in a helicopter, fucking change this bitch to 1. So if anybody kills you, they hit it, nothing happens. Okay? We're setting ours to 22 just for the time being. 22 is what's set on the receiver. The receiver needs to be set to the handheld transmitter. The broadcaster needs to be set to your pager, which is 55. So we set that to 55, which is the default for the pager, but we're just leaving it as is. So that broadcaster is going to tell you when your system is off. This broadcaster is going to page me and tell me when the SAM site doesn't have power. And this way I know that I can land safely. After I land safely, we've got a nice buzzer that tells us, hey, turn the fucking SAM turret back on. Okay. A good tip about this, guys, is make sure that your landing pad is below the SAM site. So make sure you're landing make sure you're landing your minicopter below the SAM site. So that's the idea about the remotely toggleable SAM turret.